All right, it's that time of the week again. Time for the Week 16 Best Bets. The best bets are 29, 24, and 1 this year, so another couple of good weeks, and we'll go ahead and call this a successful season. First things first, though, let's make sure we nail down those good weeks, starting with this Week 16. 3 games I have my eye on. Let's get right to them, shall we? The New England Patriots traveling to New York to face their division rival Jets. Patriots a 10.5-point favorite on BETDAQ, and yes, I'm taking the bait, backing the Patriots. I know, the Jets always seem to play the Patriots tough, and indeed 4 of the last 5 games between these two teams have been decided by 3 points or fewer. The Jets 4-1 against the spread in those 5 games, but the Patriots generally a good bet when they travel to New York. 12-3 against the spread in their last 15 games there. And these teams played back in Week 7 of this year. I know the Jets nearly beat them. New England squeaked out a 2-point win as a 9.5-point home favorite. Jets rushing for 218 yards in that game. But the Patriots have really shored up their rushing defense since then. I'd be very, very surprised if the Jets have the same type of success on the ground here. New England 11th in the league in rushing defense right now, top 10 in points allowed, and the Jets last in passing offense. So you would expect Bill Belichick, this New England defense, to really gang up on the New York rushing attack, force Geno Smith to beat him. And based on what we've seen out of Smith really throughout his career, I do not think he'll be able to do so. As a matter of fact, I think there's a much better chance that Smith is going to throw New England a couple of balls and set up Tom Brady in this Patriots offense, which does lead the NFL in points scored. Brady, of course, having one of the best seasons of his illustrious career, and the Jets have really struggled in the secondary all season. Listen, like we said, I know New York has played New England tough here in recent years, but Rex Ryan, a lame duck head coach, he's only got 2 games left as coach of the Jets. We know that Rex Ryan and Bill Belichick sort of like to tweak each other publicly. I'm sure Belichick would like nothing more than to end Rex Ryan's tenure with an embarrassing loss. I think he's going to try to do just that. I think he's going to probably accomplish that. I do like New England minus 10.5 in this spot. Next game I'd like to talk about, the New York Giants going on the road to face the St. Louis Rams. Rams a 6.5-point favorite on BETDAQ. Both these teams playing pretty well in recent weeks. The Rams had won 2 games by a combined score of 76-0 before losing to Arizona last week. The Giants, meanwhile, have won 2 straight games. I just think this is too many points. I mean, St. Louis not particularly good on the offensive side of the ball, and that's putting it kindly. The Rams 26th in both total offense and pass yards per game. And this New York defense has been coming around here lately. They've held their last 2 opponents to 20 combined points. Now, I realize those last 2 opponents, Washington and Tennessee, neither one of those teams very good on the offensive side of the ball, but neither are the Rams. That's the whole point here. Don't think the Rams going to score enough to justify being a 6.5-point favorite. I know the Rams have been playing very well defensively, but the Giants have really come on offense over the past month. They're averaging 28 points per game, over their past 4 games. Not sure they're going to reach 28 in this one, but I don't think they're going to have to stay within 6.5 points because I do think this is going to be low scoring. So New York plus 6.5, another one of my best bets. Final game I'd like to talk about in this Week 16. The Buffalo Bills head out to Oakland to face the Raiders. The Bills a 7-point favorite on BETDAQ, and yes, I am on Buffalo once again. I know I've been riding the Bills a lot here in recent weeks. Was on them last week, and they paid me off when they beat the Green Bay Packers. Frankly, I see no reason to get off here in this spot. I know they're going on the road to face the Raiders. I know the Raiders have played pretty well at home here lately. They've actually won 2 straight home games, and those games have both been against quality opposition, Kansas City and San Francisco. But look, Buffalo, if you haven't been paying attention, this is probably the NFL's best defense right now, with apologies to Seattle and Detroit. Statistically, 4th in the league in yards allowed and points allowed. However, you look at the way they've been playing over the past 6 weeks. They faced Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers in their past 2 games. They've allowed a grand total of 0 touchdown passes. They lead the NFL in sacks. Here they'll be facing a team that ranks last in the NFL in both yards per game and points per game. The Raiders, of course, led by a rookie quarterback in Derek Carr. I don't think there's any chance of the Oakland offense having any success at all in this matchup. As a matter of fact, I think there's a strong possibility that the Buffalo defense outscores the Oakland offense. So even though the Bills have had trouble themselves on offense really all season, I do think they're going to cover the 7-point number here. And by the way, the Buffalo offense should be better than they have been in several weeks. Now they finally have C.J. Spiller back in the fold. So now both Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller, Buffalo's thunder and lightning tandem in the backfield, both those guys healthy. They will be playing against an Oakland defense that ranks 25th against the run. The Raiders also 30th in points allowed. So listen, even though this game is in Oakland and the Raiders have been surprisingly good at home lately, I think Buffalo a good-looking bet as a 7-point favorite. Well, there you have it. Those are my 3 games in this Week 16. I like New England minus 10.5 in New York. I like the New York Giants plus 6.5 in St. Louis. And I like Buffalo minus 7 on the road in Oakland. I wish you best of luck in whatever you decide to do in this Week 16, just so long as your interests don't conflict with my interests.